Ah, the Abyss. The ultimate challenge that tests your skills. And for a while longer, still the only endgame. And I never actually finished it. Hello there and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. This time, I actually want to do something I have never actually done, as I said in the mini intro I just did. I never finished the Spiral Abyss. I haven't really been interested in finishing the Spiral Abyss either. But there have been some changes to the rewards that you get. You do get a bit more rewards, 800 instead of 600 Primo Gems, so that is incentive enough. But I also have gotten a pretty good team with my Arlecchino because of power creep. Let's be fair here, we're finally getting power creep in Genshin, and we've been slightly getting it since Novelette. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's for another discussion. Today, I wanted to take on Floor 12. I have prepared pretty much two teams for this, realistically. I have the Arlecchino team, which can be swapped for a couple different things, either running Kazuha Bennett, or I could run double Hydro Zhongli. I will run double Hydro Zhongli, and I will go into the teams that I have used and the teams that I wanted to use, because even though I think only the Arlecchino team is going to be different, but I will be going into the teams after the whole fight. But I'm kind of scared because the other team is actually an Alhaitham team. Yup, I have had Alhaitham ever since his release on this account, and I never fully built him. Until recently. Unlike other characters that I've actually pulled and gotten because I really wanted them, and so I built them straight away, Alhaitham never really got that treatment because, while I did pull for him because I liked his design, it wasn't really the biggest, hey, I really want to play this guy. But yeah, this time, hopefully, he's gonna be the hero that's gonna help me clear floor 12 for the very first time. I did watch a video on what the Abyss, on what this Floor 12 entails. Thank you very much, Jello Impact, for that. And yeah, I believe it was for the second half. Actually, let me just start it, because I believe it was the second half who has Abyss Lectors. Like fire Abyss Lectors, and oh my god, that's really annoying. And because of that, I will have to use the Arlecchino team on the second one, so the Alhaitham team will be used on the first half. And I will go ahead and run a double Hydro Zhongli team here. Normally, what I would run Arlecchino, Yelan, Kazuha, and Bennett, right? Or I would run Shever's team. But since the Abyss Lectors are a thing, and if I do get Mr. Zhongli over here, big shield, build shield guy, then I won't really need healing. I feel like the healing from Arlecchino's ultimate will be more than enough. As for the first team, I'm going to go with an Alhaitham, Farina, Kuki, and Nahida. I'll go for a Hyper Bloom team, because this is what I've been building for the past couple of weeks. Actually, I've got an Alhaitham at a pretty decent crit ratio. Cookie is full on EM and so on and so forth, and Nahida is also full EM. I could do better when it comes to Farina's build, but that I would have to start farming for Golden Troop again, which I will do at some point in the future. But I did want to give this one a try, so let's actually get into it. But yeah, let's see how this goes. I have tried Floor 12 a couple times in the past because I was curious about doing it, but that was back during the time where my only team was the Hu Tao team. I didn't really have multiple teams that were pretty good. Even now, realistically, I only have 2 or 3 teams that are pretty good. I'll take this. Oh boy, here we go.
But we'll meet again.
Okay, that went really badly because I don't know how to dodge those guys. I'll hate them almost died. Yeah, it's entirely possible I might not talk too much during the actual fights, so worst case scenario I'll speed them up unless they don't take that much. But then again, I think I haven't even paid attention if it was, I think, a minute and a half it took me. That's not that great. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll get through this first try, and I'll actually give it to maybe another try or two afterwards. If not, I will have to actually go ahead and build my characters a bit better. I feel like I don't really have a good feel for the Alhaitham team yet when it comes to battling. So yeah, let's get through Chamber 2 and Chamber 3 and see how it all goes. If it goes as badly as Chamber 1. Even if I have to maybe only redo Chamber 1 to be just way faster, you know? Well, it's still this one, if I'm being fair here. Oh, this guy.
Here you are.
Oh, and he doesn't take... Okay. I haven't battled Magu Kenki in a very, very, very long time. Okay, I just got one shot. Oh god. Now, this time I'm actually going to wait. They'll spawn this.
Here you are. Let me try one. Stay alive.
Game's up. Quiet, rain, outline. Lay down.
Cut down.
Witness my rise. Ring cutter.
Got it. Order got you. Solidify.
No, my sword. Huh? Here comes the catch. Overrule. Gotcha. They're about to get dicey. Get my guard down. Get my guard down.
Got it.
Transfix.
Okay, Chamber 2 went way better than I expected. Then the Magu Kinkai, I feel like I could have finished off a bit earlier if I just played it better, and the second half was not that hard. It was just in the merry-go-round attack that I almost that my Chingsho almost died, so that would have not been a good thing. Let's get some EM. I feel like it would be good on both sides. What's awaiting me now? Oh, this guy.
Time to shine.
This should go okay-ish, right? Oh.
Get with me.
Then again, I don't really know how this fight works. I guess that worked well? I shouldn't have done that.
Shower me with praise. Let my name be echoed.
Yeah, I don't have any danger there.
Our bond is
I don't have any electro either.
all this.
Oh, not again.
Get with me. Double the blister.
Process elimination. Here you are.
Okay, that took way longer. I had to go through two rounds of those little thingamabobs. I don't know, the components? I don't know what they called it.
Let me read you a verse.
Pay your dues. Stabilize.
Right, I should take care of these guys first.
Rain, outline your fate.
What? Nah, wrong.
Game's up. Come on.
I clicked the wrong button there.
Wait there. Ring cutter.
Got it.
Wait now. Here comes the catch. No, my sword. Witness power for what? Huh? This is where you fall. Overruled.
With 1 second to spare, oh my god. Okay. Challenge ended. You have reached the bottom of the spiral abyss. Perhaps you may yet shake the stars in the abyss. What does that mean? On this attempt, you reach floor 12, chamber 3. So, yeah. Okay, I honestly really thought this would... Okay, there's one thing that I still need to do, and that is to redo chamber 1 and actually get through it properly. So I still need to do that. I only got 100 out of the full primo gems that you can get here. I click on it, you can get 200 total of 200 primos per floor. So let me go ahead and try to get the first chamber, the first chamber done as well. Because the good thing about the abyss is that if you just do, if you finish chamber 3 and chamber 2 and chamber 3, but you haven't gotten full stars on chamber 1, you can just go back to it. That's amazing. That's amazing in my opinion. But yeah, I gotta get through this, and then we'll go through the teams again. As you might have seen, both my own skill and the... I'll just take... would this one be better? Well... Character damage. So that increases overall damage, but I need to sprint. Let's give it a try again with this. But yeah, the Alhaitham team is just not as good as the Arlecchino team, and I think you'll see one of the reasons, which is the constellations for Arlecchino. But yeah, we'll get into that in a bit. Did that count? It oh my god, I cannot believe it. It was literally 7 minutes. I think it was to the millisecond that I won this. Okay, for a second there I was like, oh my god, the Lector is almost dead. I still have 30 seconds. And then when the round didn't go over, I realized, oh wait, there's 2 more enemies left. Yeah, I know. This was really scuffed. This was very scuffed, but I didn't expect it to go any other way other than it being very scuffed. But officially, for the very first time in 3 years, Phantom Challenge. I don't care. You saw I could do floor 2 and chamber 2 and chamber 3 with 3 stars. Officially, for the very first time in 3 years almost, I have gotten 36 stars in Abyss. And it's not really that, it doesn't feel that great. Well, it feels good because I did it, right? A challenge that's like, you know, the final challenge for many accounts. But I don't know, I'm not really the type of guy who goes for this uber endgame stuff, right? Because it's just not what I usually do. Especially in Genshin. I like to take my time, I like to do this very casually. But because of the Primo Gems, and because I kinda wanted to do it anyways, just to have it done at least once, I just decided why not. Anyway, let's actually get into the teams that I have used. So for the first, I'll go over the Arlecchino team, because this one's like well prepared and everything. So I have Arlecchino, of course, with Staff of Homa. I took my Staff of Homa off of Hu Tao because I was like, I'll not use Hu Tao, right? I will not use both Hu Tao and Arlecchino on 2 separate teams, I guess, unless there's a very high need for Pyro. And I gave her the deathmatch for now. It's overcapping, well, not overcapping on crit rate, but that doesn't matter. I'm just gonna swap the weapons around. For artifacts, I have the signature set, the Fragment of Harmonic Whimsy, and it's pretty good. 57% crit rate, 73% crit damage. It's not the best out there, like this could be better. This could be better. I have a role in defense, which is really bad. This one is decent, but again, could get some more crit damage and crit rate. The Goblet's pretty good. It does have a role in energy recharge, and energy recharge is okay for her, so I feel like this could be considered a good role. And this one, again, could be really good. I haven't actually even farmed this new set since I first got her, but I might do if I do end up getting Clorand, which I'm kind of trying on that. Anyway, then I have Yelan on, of course, Emblem of Severed Fates. Who would have her on anything other than Emblem? Using the Favonius Warbow for energy regeneration, of course, which I still need to get this to max out. I think if I get this maxed out, I would have enough energy recharge to get her burst even quicker. That might just be a better idea. I think Xingqiu also needs a bit more energy recharge in the artifacts. And the artifacts are pretty decent, not that great. I think HP is good for her, I don't remember correctly. This one's decent, has some energy recharge, but no crit rate, unfortunately. This one's pretty good, again, some energy recharge, some crit damage, some crit rate. Of course, crit rate is very important if you run Favonius, because Favonius runs off of crits. You need to crit in order to get the Favonius going. Another pretty good one, but again, barely any crit rate. And the hat, crit rate with some crit damage, mainly attack. Again, not the best. Like, I haven't farmed much Emblem in general, at least compared to the amount of Emblem of Severed Fates I should have farmed. So that's that. The next member is Xingqiu. Again, Emblem of Severed Fates with a Sacrificial Sword, maxed out. And the artifacts are Critter Circlet with decent crit damage, Hydra Damage Goblet, that's actually pretty good. I think I've got this one quite recently as well. An attack sense with some crit damage. I would need some crit rate in here, but again, I need to start farming Emblem if I want that. Kind of meh. Well, really, actually, kind of bad. It's only actually no, it's 2 crit rate. No. It's 2 crit rate rolls. Yeah, I was looking, I thought this was, they were each other. And this one, that's, again, kind of decent. The attack is okay, but I would have liked a bit more general crit damage. Like, yeah, the ratio is pretty bad here. I should have also shown those screens for these two as well. 72, 135, 197. for that. And for Arlecchino, it's 62,227 with 1 energy. I think that piece is the only energy recharge I have on her. And the last teammate for the Arlecchino team was Mr. Shieldbot Zhongli, using a black tassel for as much HP as possible and running a set of tenacity. I know that Archaic Petra, I think it would have been better because Archaic Petra gives you Elemental Shred. That would have been good, but I kind of don't use Zhongli that much anymore. I think I'd much rather use Kazuha, not Venti, Kazuha, for the VV Shred, or go for Chevreuse if I want in a more specialized team. But yeah, like just it's Zhongli with as much HP as possible. I think I'm just running triple HP on him. So yeah, none of the other stats matter too much to me. I might at some point try to get some like other good stats. Maybe, but energy recharge, not really. I have enough energy recharge, I think. At least it never felt like I really needed to get more energy recharge. 137. Not even sure if that's good. And then the second team, Alhaiten's team, was of course Alhaiten, where I have a 60-137 crit ratio, a tiny bit of energy recharge, but I do have Nahida on the team as well. So I think as long as I have Nahida on the team, I don't really think I need a more energy recharge. But yeah, a 1-to-2 ratio on crit rate, and I think this is very important, the Elemental Mastery, it's at 474, that's of course without the buff from Nahida. So it would go up, if he gets 250 EM from Nahida, it would go up pretty high. To 720? 724, something like that. Weapon-wise, I'm using the Kukabu Shigure. I could have used an Iron Sting, but I've already I already have 2 other characters in my current teams that need Iron Sting. There's of course Kazuha. Sorry, that's Albedo. 2 to the left. There's Kazuha. This is a newly crafted Iron Sting because I moved the leveled up one to Cookie, right? So I would need in total 3 Iron Stings that I would slowly have to get to refinement to max refinement, right? Because all 3 characters need it. Well, I guess Kazuha would need it for personal damage, but mainly for EM only, he doesn't. But yeah, it's still Elemental Mastery, it still increases damage dealt to one enemy, so this is better for bossing and single target, so it's still pretty decent. Artifact-wise, oh my god, this took a lot of farming, because I either got a lot of input pieces or really bad the gilded pieces, so yeah. This one doesn't have crit rate, as I said. A lot of bad gilded pieces, but at least has a decent amount of crit damage, so I kept it, plus some EM. This one's pretty good, it has only crit rolls, so that's pretty nice. This one is, again, lacking crit damage, and I'm technically, no, I'm still farming gilded pieces in order to try to get something better, it's just that I'm not getting any of them. So I actually feel like if I would get, you know, that crit damage, that bit of crit rate here, yeah, I think it would do a lot better. Maybe I wouldn't have had to, you know, get it literally on the last second. The Dendro Cup is okay-ish. Defense rolls, I would have much rather had them in flat attack, but what can you do? And the crit rate circlet with some with a tiny bit of crit damage, a tiny bit of energy recharge, and of course the HP rolls, because you know HP, defense stuff, percentage or flat, they always go there. And then there is Farina with 51-168, 155 energy recharge. I have the Fluvecondre. I really hope I pronounced that correctly. which is also one of the reasons why I don't have that much crit rate, because of the elemental skill crit rate increase here, because most of the damage from Farina will come, like personal damage will be from the skill. But I feel like having Fever Condor, like you can keep on around 50% crit rate and you would get enough, right? So if you get some good crit rate substats on artifacts, you could go for a crit damage circlet, which is quite interesting with, at least with the Fleuve. Of course, Golden Troop, because elemental skill damage, so you know. And let's go through these. I haven't seen these in a while. Yeah, you can see. Well, I did talk about getting some decent crit rate substats, and then I have none of this, but I do have 31% crit damage. Then I have a decent one here, some crit rate, well, a lot of crit rate, never mind, some crit rate, some crit damage. I read crit, and I don't pay attention to the second part sometimes. An HP Sans with crit damage again, and some attack. Hydro damage bonus with more crit damage and more crit rate. And a crit damage circlet without any crit rate, because, you know. The good old artifact farming. I do want to make a video at some point talking about an alternative to artifact farming, at the very least a way to change the artifacts that you get, but through still quite a bit of grinding, but that's for, again, another discussion. And yeah, that's it for her. And next is Kuki Shinobu. Level 90, of course, because it's the main the main character when it comes to Hyper Bloom. With no crit rate, barely any crit damage, because again, I did another character I did not care about anything other than getting enough Elemental Mastery. So Elemental Mastery is 884, which is going to go over 1,001, which is going to go over 1,100 something Elemental Mastery with Nahida's skill. I know that usually people say around 1,000 EM. I'm not entirely sure why, but I think you should be able to go higher. At least feels like it. Yeah. This is damage dealt by overloaded superconduct. Okay, everything by 500%. Wow. Okay. I guess that's why Hyper Bloom is so powerful. Level 90 Iron Sting, of course. Again, another thing I could have done for this team is to refine all the Iron Stings. Well, the Iron Sting for her, and to give Alhaitham an Iron Sting as well, because this is just 12. I think it's gonna be 20 something percent, 24% total bonus damage at 2 stacks, which is a lot of damage. Artifacts, a random set of gilded pieces which all have elemental mastery. The substats, decent crit damage, but again, no crit rate. Again, defense percent, hate that. And yeah, it's just going for as much EM as possible in order to get as close to 1,000, if not over. And the last teammate in the Alhaitham team was, of course, Miss Nahida with Deepwood Memories. 80 out of 90. I don't think it really matters too much to get her to level 90 because she's not the one triggering the Hyper Blooms. 1,000 EM, almost to 1,000 EM, so I don't really get 250. I get, I think, 249 on characters, but I don't think 1 EM really matters that much. Some energy recharge, only 15% enter damage bonus. Do I have an artifact that's not leveled? No, what? Oh, right, because I'm going triple EM. My bad. But yeah, the only thing I would like to work on Nahida is getting better crit rate and crit damage. I do have the signature weapon. This is the only character that has a signature weapon. And Yoimiya, but I'm not using Yoimiya here. But yeah, out of the 2 teams I have used, they are the 2 who have the signature weapon. She is the only one who has a signature weapon. I do have the Staff of Homa on Arlecchino, but that's not really her signature weapon, but it is a 5-star weapon anyways. And the artifacts, again, just going... they do have the crit rate and some crit damage. The flower and the feather, I kind of upgraded recently because of all the farming I did for Gilded. But everything else is like very low, right? Because I can't go on a crit rate. I could try to go on a crit rate circlet, but I would need to get a lot more EM out of the substats on here, right? Out of these two, I need to get like something like this on both of them to actually warrant this going into crit rate. But yeah, I think team-wise, that's about it. Oh, talents, right. 1396, and speaking of 13, you might be thinking, hey, wait a minute, something ain't right. Yeah, I have a C3 Arlecchino. So what happened is, my initial plan for Arlecchino was to pull for her C2. That was way back when the rumors were that her C2 or C1 would give her a 1 in 3 chance to not consume Bond of Life. Well, that was not the case, but still, to me, both C1 and C2 are really, really good. C1 because of the increase in Mask of Red Death, and C2 because of the added all elemental resistance and everything, right? And also the AoE damage is pretty good. Then I just decided, for no real good reason, to do one more 10 pull, and I got C3 at 11 pity. Yeah, this gives me flashbacks of when I got Hu Tao and the Staff of Homa, specifically the Staff of Homa in like 40 pools. So yeah, but then for the Nahida weapon I had to go to full pity. Anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, and from what I know, I think Arlecchino is the only 5-star where I actually have constellations in these teams. Yeah, C2, right, I should have gone over these as well. C2 Cookie, C6 Xingqiu, Zhongli is also C0, he does also C0. Sometimes I kind of think maybe I should have gotten C2 Nahida instead of getting this, but c'est la vie. But yeah, this was...
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised.
Yes, Arlecchino, we all know that. Anyway, so this was quite an interesting thing to do. Not really as fulfilling as I thought it might be, but that's mainly because I generally don't care about the Abyss. But at the very least, Primogem-wise, it's very fulfilling because, as I've said earlier in the video, I'm pulling for Clorinde, see if I can get her. Can we do it? Just out of nowhere because, you know, recording like YouTuber luck? Huh? And no, it didn't work. Anyway, if you did enjoy watching this video, if you did enjoy watching this video, why not leave a like, comment, or even subscribe? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.